Remember me. For Virginia. For America.
Long ago, a universe ended and all fell into darkness. In that darkness, there were two beings, tree and serpent. They spoke for many eons until one day, serpent became bored. Something would be more interesting than nothing, she said. So serpent decided that she would create a universe. Without letting Tree know, Serpent slowly shed her skin and left her branch. First, she laid world eggs. Eggs so big that one could spend their entire life on them. Then she laid God eggs. Eggs with beings to help organize the universe. Then she laid all the plant and animal eggs. Eggs which would make more trees and more serpents. Many God, plant, and animal eggs fell on the world egg known as Earth. It was a cruel and wild place, so cruel and wild that the most powerful deity was the goddess of chaos. Her name was Entropis. However, Entropis was fair. She gave the ability to dethrone her to 4 other gods. They were Simultan, goddess of success, Orderat, goddess of time, Centimek, god of emotion, and Mordeleth, god of death. As the goddess of chaos, Entropis understood that chaos was such an uncontrollable force that she could fall victim to it at any time. And one day she did. Without any warning, a strange bolt of lightning beheaded her in Giza. Her enormous head fell from the sky and landed in the land of serpents' children. 3 baby serpents found the head. They recognized her instantly. It was fallen Entropis. Then the baby serpents hatched a plan. If we disguise ourselves with her head, perhaps we could trick the gods into thinking that we are Entropis. Then they could be tricked into giving us power. But once they find out that they were tricked, we would need to kill them to keep our power. How can we kill the gods? We should ask men. They like to make dangerous things. So the 3 baby serpents tucked themselves into the head of Entropis and slithered to the land of men. In the land of men, the baby serpents found 3 types of men. They found a farmer, a warrior, and an advancer. The baby serpents began their performance. I am Entropis, goddess of chaos. The other gods have gone mad. We need to destroy them before they hurt the land of men. In awe of Entropis's head, the 3 types of men quickly went to work on a weapon. They used a special glass to harness a strange lightning, similar to the very lightning which had killed Entropis herself. They surrounded the charged glass with a strong stone carved into the shape of a handsome hero. When the men finished the weapon, they showed it to Entropis's head. Behold, Pyrasma, the destroyer of gods. The baby serpents thanked the men and took Pyrasma to meet the gods. Eventually, the gods found Entropis's head. We have been so worried. Are you okay? I am hurt, but I was treated well in the land of men. They even gave me a gift. Let us restore your powers first. With that, the 3 baby serpents became very powerful. Thank you. Now meet Pyrasma. And at the speed of light, Pyrasma burned the gods to death. The 3 powerful baby serpents thanked Pyrasma and gave the gift of life to all statues in the land of men. After terrorizing their enemies in the animal kingdom for eons, the 3 baby serpents decided that it would be best to grow themselves more, since they wanted to look older. Each baby serpent went to a different world egg to mature. But one world egg was too hot and the baby died. Another world egg was too cold and that baby froze. The only baby that survived continues to grow inside Earth herself, where heat and cold are in perfect harmony.
We are sorry. We are sorry. Everyone is free now. We do not feel free. You are not chance. You had your chance. Including death in Egypt. All I have is a suggestion for you, Angel. Divide yourself until you know change the past, present, and future. Perhaps You got the wrong number.
Oh, who is this?
Howard. Howard Melrose.
Hi, Howard. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm looking out at the bay.
Oh, you're in a place by the water. You're lucky.
It is beautiful.
It really is. The view up here is beautiful.
What's your name?
You can call me Eunice, Howard. You have such a mysterious voice.
Really?
Oh yeah, so mysterious. Just wraps me up like a dark blanket. I could use a blanket now.
Are you in the area?
Oh, am I in the area? I'm on top of the world! Look to the bridge.
The Golden Gate is nice. You're going through the bridge.
Say my name when you're lonely. You make me sound so mysterious.
Okay.
Call me whenever something exciting happens. I promise I'll listen in Wonderland.
Eunice, are you okay?
Thanks for talking to me, Howard. Call me later.
Hello? Monty, I need your help. Jimmy, it's not you. Listen, I can't run anymore. I just can't. Nobody likes me anymore. Everybody wants to run me over in the street now. I'm just a dirty dog. Jimmy, it's late. Why don't you hit the hay? Listen to me, you don't understand. I can't run. What do you want? I want you to run. What? Everyone loves you, Monty. Everyone loves you. Jimmy, that's just plain silly. You're already a better president than I'll ever be.
I am Montgomery Clift.
remember me. For Virginia. For America.
The FBI is offering a reward of up to $1 million for information leading directly to the arrest of alleged murderer Howard Melrose. The 18-year-old is the latest addition to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list. In 1968, Melrose was contacted by Eunice Dean, Vice President James Dean's older sister. During the call, Melrose verbally assaulted and threatened Eunice, after which she leapt off the Golden Gate Bridge. Melrose was caught on camera shortly before leaving San Francisco. Special Agent Rod Serling.
Howard is dangerous. His voice alone can kill a man. Never answer a call from Howard Melrose. Keep your children far away from that telephone.
If you have tips about Melrose's whereabouts, dial 1-800 Dean Deliverance.
We want to keep Howard Melrose away from every telephone in America. At 0900, we intercepted a call from Howard's home. I led a team of agents into his house 9 minutes later. He had packed his bags and left. At 0400, we intercepted a call from the Hollywood Rockefeller Hotel. I led a team of agents into the building 18 minutes later. He had evaded the room with his belongings. He had attempted to redact and shred copies of an airplane ticket. Off the record, Mr. Vice President. I know that you're upset, but listen to me. Whatever I say next, promise me you'll stay put. No more jokes about taking Air Force 2 for a one-man kill assignment. I'm trusting you, Mr. Dean. We currently have eyes on Howard Melrose. He's about to leave LAX on a flight to DC. We can wait for him there. Promise me that. Mr. Vice President, are you there?
Weeks following the disappearance of James Dean, the National Park Service suspended all ferry services to Liberty Island, and over the next 48 hours, a massive platform was constructed at the base of the Statue of Liberty. Due to the National Park Service's unwillingness to disclose the purpose of the platform and the reluctance of Washington politicians to discuss its costs, news of the mysterious structure's appearance quickly spread across the country. What was the platform? Why was it built so close to the Statue of Liberty? All these and more were questions frequently asked in American neighborhoods and newspapers. Famous writers like Charles Beaumont and Rod Serling wrote their theories in exciting opinion pieces, while scientists like Hugh Everett and J. Robert Oppenheimer illustrated their own speculations in intricately detailed diagrams. But all Americans, civilians and celebrities alike, were equally in the dark. Nobody knew why there was a massive platform on Liberty Island. Shortly after the cement of the platform had visibly dried, workers surrounded the structure with robust titanium fencing, inside of which thousands of chairs were installed, each bolted deep into the photographs of the chairs on Liberty Island were quickly printed on front pages around the country. Photographs of the platform's various angles were televised after news broadcasts to give audience members time to scrutinize over visual details. Many of these hastily edited slideshows were looped for an additional 15 minutes to allow family units to gather in living rooms and analyze the platform as closely as possible. The broadcasts, though strange and unprecedented, were well received for uniting families in the evenings. On the third morning after the platform's completion, workers were seen lining the entire island with large explosives. Every acre of land around the Statue of Liberty and the platform's metal fences was covered in an intricate web of electrical wires wrapped around bundles of dynamite. The sight greatly concerned New Yorkers. Due to unsubstantiated rumors of an impending atomic bomb test on Liberty Island, roadways became violently congested with traffic and airports were suddenly packed with newly registered passengers. Many civilians wanted to leave the East Coast in order to avoid any potential shockwaves produced by the Liberty Island explosive. While law enforcement and regional government officials urged the public to remain calm and at home, no concrete reasoning was ever provided. Ambiguous explanations from many mayors and governors only worsened the widespread anxieties. Numbers of missing children dramatically increased in the afternoon as groups of siblings refused to stay put with parents at home and decided instead to seek shelter out west. Cats, dogs, and other domestic animals ran freely through city streets, released by their owners in an attempt to spare their lives. Dog, cat, and snake attacks became common in all major cities. In New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Miami, curfews were dispatched to collect loose pets. 1 in every 5 servicemen sustained injuries from agitated animals. Even the incumbent president was attacked by a dog which had passed through the White House fence. Rushed to the Walt Disney Hospital to treat injuries, the president remained indoors for the rest of the day. In the evening, she requested a full explanation be provided by a representative of the National Park Service on live television. There would be no response, and an hour later, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the explosives on Liberty Island detonated. The resulting shockwave caused the Statue of Liberty to visibly totter. Fires erupted on all trees in the area. Since the fencing and chairs were bolted into the ground, the platform remained completely unscathed. However, the surrounding inferno released massive clouds of ash into the sky. Passing ships and aircrafts recorded the hellish scene on film. Ferry services were reopened by the National Park Service to allow firefighters access to the flames. By 7 p.m., all plant life had been decimated, and the Statue of Liberty had become even more oxidized from being exposed to high temperatures. A nuclear attack on Liberty? Construction gone wrong? Headlines provided no more clarification than your next-door neighbor. Firefighters extinguished the fires by 9 p.m. and reported no American fatalities. At midnight, cameras captured the activation of a spotlight on the Liberty platform. The bright white circle of light remained unoccupied for several minutes before a handsome... After Clift spoke, James Dean, alive and well, joined.
Again, fools. My disappointment is vast. I had to save a goddamn teenager from being murdered by the vice president. Yet you still support Mr. Dean. Grief makes monsters, and monsters stay in power. Yet you still see me as the monster. Why don't you look in the mirror sometime? If I continue to exist, I will continue to be disappointed. If I let you exist, you will continue to be a disappointment. How about we make a simple deal, you fools? I will leave your universe when I see an act of true kindness. That would take a goddamn miracle.
I am Montgomery Clift, and I approve this message.